Hi, Morgan Mermith here. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3 boys ages 5 and under, and I run my own business from home. And today I'm going to be sharing a little bit more with those mamas who are struggling with getting enough sleep in the night. Maybe you have a newborn or a toddler who keeps waking you up and you just need your sleep. Today we're going to dive into how to sleep better as a mom of littles. And if that sounds like you, keep watching. When I was thinking about moms who are not sleeping, which could quite possibly be every single mom out there in the world. At least for a season in life, we've all dealt with sleep deprivation. But I think the primary category of moms not sleeping is going to be the category of moms with newborns or young toddlers. And I've been in that season a few times in the last few years, because I do have 3 boys that I've had very close in age. So I remember between a couple of my sons, I had just gotten out of that, what I would deem that sleep deprivation season, and then I got pregnant again. And with that third pregnancy, I was definitely struggling with some sleep apnea, pregnancy-related sleep apnea. Had never had that in my previous pregnancies, so it took a toll on me. I was exhausted. A lot of times with young children, whether they're newborns, older babies, or toddlers, you're going to be woke up in the night a lot. And sometimes it's only once or twice a night, but it feels like a lot when it's happening every single night. You're starting to wonder, am I ever going to sleep a solid night through? And I can't guarantee it, but usually you will get to sleep again. So hang in there. The season doesn't last forever. Something that I've learned as I've been going along my motherhood journey is that when the quality of sleep goes down, you need to up the quantity. And what do I mean by that? A few things that you could try is take some naps in the day, especially if you have a newborn. You're going to need those naps. And I know it's so hard because you're falling behind in a lot. And I hope that you have a great community that can surround you and help you. But if you don't have that support, it's okay. This is just a small window of time in the grand scheme of things. So only do what's priority and then rest. But add some naps into your day. Allow yourself to sleep in if you can, if that's an option. And then incorporate an earlier bedtime. Now, for some of you mamas, maybe you're not dealing with a newborn right now. Maybe you're dealing with toddlers. That one's hard for me to go to bed early, because even if my kids are going to bed early, it's like I kind of get a little greedy and I want to stay up late and have all of those hours to myself. And some of it I'm spending catching up on my chores for the day and cleaning the kitchen because I just couldn't get it all done while they were awake. But then I also want extra time to be able to chill out and read a book or watch a movie or whatever I'm going to do. So it's hard to want to go to bed early. When you are not getting your sleep, you're going to be more stressed and anxious. So it's really important that you make it a priority and know that you're doing a trade-off right now. So maybe you're trading some of that me time in order to get the sleep that you need. And I think what you might find is that that breaks that vicious cycle, because you see what happens. I'm just going to go ahead and go into my next point. Sleep deprivation, it really does cause, and I alluded to this earlier, but it causes stress and anxiety. You're just not as clear-headed and you tend to worry about things a little bit more. You might even feel a little bit more depressed. And it really throws you into that cycle because you might not be able to sleep because you're feeling anxious and depressed or stressed. So it's like you can't sleep, but then the lack of sleep is adding to your stress and depression and anxiety. So in order to break that vicious cycle, sometimes you just have to do something that you really don't want to do. For me, I don't want to go to bed early. I just don't. But I know that when I do get my sleep, I am so much better and so much happier in life. So I know that I need to just break that cycle and go to bed. So if that's where you're at right now in life, you're not being I can't say it. You're not being woke up. Is that the right grammar? We're going with it. Awakened in the night by a newborn. So you actually might get a solid night's sleep, but you're just struggling with actually making yourself go to bed. I hope that will encourage you. If you're feeling that stress and anxiety, you need to go to bed. Something else If you are in a season of sleep deprivation, maybe your child is going through a regression, lighten your load. There are certain regressions that a young child is going to go through. I say young child, usually it's a baby in their first 18 months of life or even 2 years, that they're just dealing with more sleep regressions. And some of these regressions are like a month long. So in those intense regressions, lighten your daily load. Do what's priority, and then don't overcommit yourself. This isn't the time to push in every category of your life. If you're not getting your sleep, you're not going to be your optimal self. You're not going to be able to give in the areas that you want to give to your best potential and capacity. So lighten the load so that you can restore yourself, replenish yourself, and then you can give from a refreshed version of you. And hand in hand with that might be working with a flexible schedule. And what do I mean by a flexible schedule? Maybe you have the ideal day written out so that you know this is my ideal routine that I'm going to live by. But if a baby wakes up in the night and it totally throws a routine off, you need to be a little bit flexible, which means that you might need to bend the time frame that some of these chores were going to take place. For instance, I have been trying to implement early wake-ups for myself so that I can get up before my kids wake up. But there are some nights in a week that my baby's waking me up in the night, and if I'm up from 3 to 4, or maybe I got up at 3:30 and I'm going back to sleep, it might be really hard for me to get up at 6 a.m. And there are seasons that you do need to push yourself and go for it. But that I've just found, I'm going to go a little bit against the grain on some of that because I have pushed myself before. And I've pushed myself right into exhaustion by doing that. So I have learned that if I'm getting awakened at 4 a.m. or even 5 a.m. by my child, but I wasn't scheduled to wake up until 6, I might let myself sleep until 7 at that point. And I've learned where my day can be flexible. I hope that that makes sense. I'm not trying to say that you should never be disciplined because that's important too, but I have just found for someone who really struggles with making herself get enough sleep, I've had to prioritize sleep over the early wake up. Do what works for you on that one. Take it or leave it. If you're someone who always sleeps in, you probably need to push yourself and wake up. Okay, well, I hope that you've gotten some value out of those tips today. If you are really serious about taking care of your health and your mindset as you journey through motherhood, then I want to invite you over to my Facebook community for moms. Over there, we talk about health topics and mindset-related topics so that I can help set you up to thrive. I'm just sharing what I've learned over time in my motherhood journey, and I hope that it can help you as well. Well, thanks again. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye for now.